In this week's retro pop culture news, the Nightmare on Elm Street house is up for sale. And then a Highway to Heaven reboot is also in the works, and we have a lot more news to talk about, so don't turn that dial. What up to my peoples, and welcome to Retro Crunch. In our first retro news of the week, Nightmare on Elm Street. It is an awesome franchise, and if you love scary movies, you definitely remember Freddy Krueger. But if you're a real fan, you also know that the house that was in the original movie is actually up for sale. Now, we all remember the address as 1428 Elm Street, but it's actually 1428 North Genesee Avenue in real life. And this doesn't diminish the fact that this is one of the most popular houses in one of the most famous horror movie franchises of all time. The home does still look a lot like the original movie with the same paint color, and then those green shingles that we remember from the original movie, it still has that as well. But the front door has been painted black and it isn't red like it was in the movie, and the first thing that I would do if I owned the house would be to paint that door red and make sure there was a window in the door. The interior of the house, it has more of a contemporary feel to it, and don't expect the inside to look like it did in the movie, but personally for $3.25 million, I'd want the inside to look just as much like the movie as possible. And they also need to slash the price a little bit. Now, if you're looking to relocate to this spooky home in Los Angeles and you happen to have $3.25 million to spare, I'll link to the listing down below so you can check it out. Oh, and they are accepting offers until midnight on Halloween if you're interested, and they're actually going to be handing out candy on Halloween night. So stop by the area if you dare. And then next up, I learned that the 1984 show Highway to Heaven, it's going to be getting a reboot with actress Jill Scott. She's going to be playing the Angel, and she's going to be going by the name Angela. There's already a trailer for this new series that's going to be premiering on Lifetime on November 6, 2021, and I'll link to that down below. Then one of my favorite superhero TV shows ever, Smallville. It's actually getting an animated show that's going to be telling the story of Tom Welling's Superman after he leaves Smallville. Now this version, the news just dropped. It's still in early development, so it's going to be a while before this comes out. But both Welling and Rosenbaum, they're going to be back for this animated series, and I cannot wait for this to come out. I love Lex Luthor in Smallville, so this is going to be a real treat. Then if you ever thought it would be cool to own a real working chatter phone like the one that we all played with as a kid, it's actually happening. Now this is some really fun nostalgia, but for 60 bucks, man, whew. No one ever said that nostalgia is cheap. But finally, if you're into retro news and nostalgia stuff from back in the day, I'll see you in the next video. I'll catch you on the flip side, and remember, if it ain't retro, it ain't worth watching.